getting right into this camp.
Yeah.
Your second scrimmage the other day. Just kind of what are your major takeaways after 2 weeks here?
I thought we did a really good job overall, just limiting the penalties. We had 18, I believe, the first scrimmage, and we were 9 the other day, which, that's still too many for us, but you see that we got better in that area. The focus was that all week leading up to that scrimmage, so that was really good. And that scrimmage was more based on situational things. We put the ball in some different places that you don't get just from a day-to-day practice situation, and we were able to see, some really good things from the low red zone. We got some guys down there that can finish plays and get us in the end zone, so we feel really good about that.
Tim, when you look at this next week or next 2 weeks, I guess, when you wrap up camp, what is the focus really for you guys before you get ready for game preparation?
Well, right now, after 2 scrimmages, I think for the coaching, from a coaching staff standpoint, you got enough information to start kind of putting your pieces together. So the next 2 weeks will really focus on us being specific and what we want certain guys doing. Who we want the quarterback throwing certain routes to and getting work in that area, what backs we want to rotate in certain personnel groupings. So those 2 scrimmages really gave us a lot of information when it came to that, and that'll be the focus now heading into week 1.
Coach Malzahn said you guys dealt with some injuries last week at center.
Mm-hmm.
What have you noticed with the depth behind Kight?
It was really good. I think, just early on in training camp, the big thing is when those things do happen, it's unfortunate, but it's kind of a blessing in disguise because, you don't get through a full training camp without any of it. That would be the, perfect best case scenario. But at the end of the day, we know during the course of a season, things happen. So for us to have to move some things around in training camp and get guys some work a little bit earlier than you normally would have to, it's good for us. And then what it does is make sure when you do get those guys those reps, it rests the guys up that did get banged up a little bit. So, we feel good about it. I like where we're at with the injured guys are getting themselves back out there. So we feel great about that and where we're going head forward.
For the first scrimmage, KJ and Dylan were not live. For the second, Riley wasn't live. What's the thought process that goes into who you're going to give reps to during those scrimmages?
Well, I think for us, the first scrimmage, you got guys like Jakari hadn't played a whole lot, outside of his bowl game last year. EJ coming out of high school, so you really didn't have enough evidence of those guys just being able to play. So we wanted to give them one scrimmage where they can get into the game and feel the game from all the different areas, running the ball, throwing the ball, feeling that pressure and knowing how to escape, when to escape. Riley, same thing, being a young guy. This next scrimmage, he was the only live guy, and the same thing for him, just giving him those reps of having to feel what that pressure feels like, and then allowing us to use some quarterback run game, which is a strength of his. So it's allowing him to play and feel the things he has to feel as a passer, but also allowing him to do something that he's really good at, which is run the ball, and doing it without the whistle being blown when he get touched.
Looked like Miles Montgomery was sidelined during the open portion. What's his status going into the third scrimmage?
Coach will address that, but we feel like he'll be all right in a few days.
How's he done as far as adjusting to the scheme concept? You mentioned running more inside zone
Yeah.
here.
I'll be honest, and Coach, we said this to our offense last night. We said it to our team. Right now, if you had to pick one guy on our offense who's been the epitome of, if you had to pick an MVP through these first 2 scrimmages, it would be Miles Montgomery. Everything that he does has been 100 miles an hour. His effort level and everything that he does, the little things, the details and how he works, how hard he runs, he finishes runs, breaks tackles. So he's done a really good job and put himself in a really good position. But if we had to pick one guy on offense that we feel brings it every single day, is Miles.
It's been another week. Has there been any wide receivers that have kind of distanced themselves since the last time we talked to you, or has it been kind of the same?
No, it's still the same. I think with that group, the competition is so close every day, and we added some guys that had experience at other places, but they played a lot of football. The competition in that room is just it's super competitive every single day. What it's done is made it where you have one guy that may play really good one day, and the next day somebody else takes that step. I will say, Kobe Hudson is a guy that over the last couple of practices started to do things that we've been pushing him to do, make those contested catches on a consistent basis, be physical, finishing blocks. So he's done that. Javarius Johnson, he's put himself in position and showed later in the week last week that he can make those downfield plays too. So it's constant movement from that group, and they're putting pressure on each other, and that's exactly how you want it.
Ja'Cory Brown, quarterback, kind of how is he looking and how is he maybe pushing those guys to the challenge for that backup spot?
He's done a good job. Every day we're continuing to stay on him about all the little things, making sure he protects the ball. You got to do a really good job in that area. But like I told you guys last week, when he was live in that scrimmage, that best shows his game. We didn't have him live the other day, so I think it takes away from who he is. But we got to be smart about it. We don't want a guy like that to be live at every single scrimmage. So the one scrimmage where he got a chance for his game to really show, you saw exactly what you're getting. Now it's about just tying up all the loose ends with him, making sure that he understands the details in every part of our offense, and then just again making sure that we do a great job of protecting the ball.
Tim, you guys got to utilize the tablets in the scrimmage the other day.
Yep.
What was the benefit of it for you guys being able to kind of maybe get to see some of the plays right there immediately rather than having to wait and watch it later on?
Yeah, it's really good, for us, because a lot of times you have guys up in the booth and they're charting looks that we're getting. But, when the game moves so fast, sometimes you can be a little bit off. So what the tablets does is it cleans all that up. We know exactly what we're getting. We know exactly what we're seeing. And so from a coaching standpoint, the communication that we get from the press box down to the sideline, we know it's accurate information. And then those guys on the sideline being able to sit with our players between series and show them exactly what the looks are, to show them exactly how coverages are rolling, where they're rolling to. And, our players, there's no maybes in it. They're getting exactly what's happening. So it's really good for us. I think it's going to be really good for all offenses around the country.
You mentioned EJ getting the live reps in the first scrimmage. What have you seen from him? Obviously, he was supposed to start high school. Senior of high school last week.
So just that alone, him being here a whole year early, everything that we've seen from him is super impressive. He's a super impressive young man. Take the football stuff out of it. You see how he handles himself around the building. You're very impressed with him. But what you see when you get out there physically, he's a natural thrower, man. We throw against air. He don't miss very much. The ball is consistently exactly where it's supposed to be, and that's one of those things that stand out, with him. You look at him, people talk about his height and all that, but a guy like him who's won at a high level, at the high school level, and won very consistently, you still feel strongly about what they can achieve at this level when you watch him go out there and play and you watch how his teammates respond to him.
To this point in camp, what's something that has exceeded your expectations?
I think our depth at the tight end position. Just, when you talk about, the skill of that group now, I think coming out of spring, we had probably two guys that we felt were skilled pass catchers and skilled receiver type guys. But as we going through the summer, a guy like Evan's done a really good job where we looked at him as more of an inline tight end when we left spring ball. But he's gotten opportunity through the summer and through training camp to show that he can be a receiving threat. And I think him showing that he's developed in that way, adding him to Randy and Grant that we already had as guys that we felt really good in the receiver category, it makes that group very deep and it makes us very well-rounded in what we can do with them.
Does that encourage you to maybe try to play more 12 throughout the course of the season?
Absolutely. That definitely will be something that we do a lot more of.
What's kind of something you really want to see improved on going into, we only have a couple more weeks until the first game. What's something that you want to continue to see a little bit more improvement on, especially this week?
I want to see the consistency of our leadership across the offense. Our quarterback has done a good job in putting it, but I think from group to group, you want to see your leaders consistently lead and push you through those tough moments. Here, like just now, we just finished a practice out there. It got pretty hot once we get outside, and what you want to see is your leader push you through those tough times. And I want to see that consistently being done over these next couple weeks heading to a game, because at the end of the day, when things get tough, when you get into November, December, that's what it's going to come down to. So I want to see our guys consistently taking ownership of that and being able to lead our young guys in the right direction.
Coach, you're going to be up in the box.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so with the helmet communication, is that your responsibility? Are you the guy talking to the guy? Are you still working through those?
No, Coach Miles on will talk to him from the sideline. Yep.
Okay. And just out of curiosity with the tablets, does that kind of change responsibilities in terms of GAs or AMs? Is there a guy that's kind of responsible for cutting it up and bringing it to you guys to kind of show you so you can kind of save your time?
Well, yeah, really upstairs, there's three of us upstairs. We, you always get to the season, you add more people, whatever. But the tablet thing, it's not a whole lot different responsibility-wise. The rules that are changing within college football with allowing everybody to coach, that's kind of making it even better for us. So we're not as, tied down into who can be on the headsets, who can't, and all that, because the rules now are opening up where everyone is kind of involved in coaching. So that's really good for us. I'm excited that happened.
That was going to be my question, was about adding more additional coaches and having those opportunities to have those guys around. What does that do for you guys to really be able to maybe, do you assign them a little bit more duties, or is it still the way it was before, but they can actually have a voice
Yeah,
on the field?
that's what I would say more than anything. It's still the way that it was before, but it allows guys on the field to be a part of the coaching. Where before our off the field coaches, the GAs were able to, but our off the field analysts, they weren't able to actually coach the guys out there. They can help with sideline duties and all that, but now those guys have responsibilities where they can actually help coach. So it gives us more coaches on the field, and that makes us a lot more structured when we're practicing.
Does it come with a little bit of responsibility for you?
I wouldn't say that. I still got them to worry about too. But it's been good though. It's good having all those guys there, but don't ease responsibility at all.
Speaking about sharing responsibility with non-position coaches, you and Cam obviously shared some running back responsibilities when you were here last.
Right.
Now you're close to a season with him as a member of your fellow staff. What's that relationship like now?
Oh man, it's great. It's been for me. The first year that we were here, having Cam, assist me with the backs. Then it was good just getting to know him. Then he was a young guy. He had just finished playing not long before that. So having him in there to relate to the guys was really good. But just watching, 2 years have gone by, and just watching his development as a coach, I've been really impressed with him. And Cam has always been super impressive with just how he handles himself. He wasn't a young guy that was in trying to be friends with the players, because that's what you get sometimes when you hire young coaches. They want to befriend the players because they don't understand that discipline factor. But you don't get that with Cam. He's a straight up and down guy. He handles his business. His players have his respect every single day when he walks in the building. He does a really good job of handling those guys through good and bad.
What do you still not know about this team at this point?
Well, that's a tough one because we just haven't played anybody else. I'll say that. Just how we respond when we face real adversity against someone else. And you won't really get that until you get to the season. But I think, we challenge our guys daily here and putting them in tough situations, and they've responded well. But at the end of the day, that's practice. And you want that to help prepare them to best handle that. But until you're really in that moment, in a real situation, you really don't know how they're going to respond. So we're trying our hardest to put them in all the toughest situations possible to make them feel as comfortable as possible when those things do come. But when they do, we'll know. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Coach, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Oh man, this is bright. How y'all doing today?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Hot one today was good, man. It's good.
Yeah. So you've been at UCF now through the spring, right? And
Yeah.
now, so how would you say things are coming together for you guys defensively?
Man, honestly, man, I feel like as a defensive, we're coming more on the same page together. I feel like, when Ruth got here, as any other coach you would have, it'll take a while for guys to buy in. But I feel as if, as throughout the summer, what we've been through and all the hard work that we put, I feel like as defensively, as a collective, we're like coming together and being on the same page, what Ruth was talking about, and the standard that we're just raising it for ourselves, because we really have that mindset to really have like it's us against the world. Ruth always talks about like, man, we can't waste no days. Like we got to be an elite defense every single day. Like you can't take a day off. Like you got to take advantage of every opportunity that you have and make the most of it. But it also comes just looking at the things that we put on film and just correcting that and looking ourselves in the mirror and really just attacking every day.
Tim just talked a little bit about facing adversity. You guys are playing against each other right now, but you haven't actually faced another team. How have you seen maybe the adversity maybe you felt in practices and things like that? How do you think that's going to help you guys as you get ready to go into the season?
I feel like, as I was saying before, it's really us against us. Like how we really handle our mistakes when we make on the field, how we handle hot conditions, when things don't go our way, when we have a bad practice as a defense, collectively not to our standard. It's really how do we respond, and do we bend or we break? So it's just about like, looking ourselves and correcting our mistakes and really how we attack those situations in practice, because what you do in practice is going to do in the game. So
You're obviously not new to the Big 12. How would you evaluate this fall camp in terms of intensity?
And honestly, man, we've been after it. Like this is my 6th year in college, man, and this has been a fall camp for sure. Like this has been like really like a hard one. And Malzahn wasn't playing about that, because he was just like, man, we got to bring it in this year. We got to like attack it. We got to prove not only to doubters but to ourselves and who we're capable of being. So we said it from the get-go since summertime. We're going to attack it every single day, and that's what we've been doing. So
You played a lot of football. You just mentioned that. What are you capable of this season?
Me, man, honestly, it's just really just what you said the question was.
What are you capable of?
I would say just relentless to the ball. My leadership. and being just a team guy. That's really just for me. I try to not really look at myself, just put the team first, because that's what their success is my success. So that's really the main thing, because you can't. It's not a one player led team. We got to go all together as a defense, and that's our that's just the main goal for us, and that's really the main goal for me, just to win championships.
Working against them every day, what's something that you maybe didn't expect about this offense, and maybe a larger role of seeing them day to day as opposed to game planning for them?
Man, their tempo, man, golly, their tempo, man, is crazy, man. Malzahn's tempo is wild. Watching Malzahn offense on TV and hearing about it when I first got here, they said the tempo is crazy. I was like, all right, bro, that's whatever. And when we went our first practice in spring, I was like, oh, this is no joke. Malzahn, he's quick with it for sure. Something that really stood out to me about Malzahn's offense was the tempo of what they do, certain things, and type of trick plays that he has. So that was really impressive to me.
How would you grade the linebacking room 3 weeks into fall camp so far?
Man, I think we're in the right track, and we're headed in the right direction as a whole. We have a younger room, but we have a bunch of young guys with the mentality of just being savages every single day and just wanting to get better. Having the will to get better every single day, and taking the approach that Roof and the other coaches, the challenges that they give us, to stand on business and really, to go and attack it every single day. So.
This is your 6th year.
Mm-hmm.
You played a lot of football. You played in the Big 12. What's your takeaway from this team? Like, how good is this team? Is this a team that can compete for a championship in the Big 12?
Yes, I truly believe from the bottom of my heart that this team could really, dial in and compete for championships. We're capable of doing anything. I feel like we can go as far as we want to go, because the guys, every day I walk in the facility, I feel like guys have the same mentality. We're all on the same page of just wanting to get better. A lot of people say, I want to, but everybody has the will, what they're trying to do to get better, to achieve their goals, because everybody has their families they're trying to fight for. We're trying to fight for the city of Orlando, for university, what we're trying to do. And it's really just about, coming in every single day. And I see that from guys, offensively and defensively, and through coaches. We all as a chemistry, as a collective, as a whole. And I feel like people are getting along and becoming more of a family, to really understand, what Malzahn's approach that he's having. And I feel like, throughout the spring, it was a little bit like, people are new, including myself. But throughout the summer and into fall camp, everybody's being more on the same page. And that's what I'm really like seeing as a senior, for sure.
So you get a chance to play against a guy like RJ Harvey in practice. What have you learned from that opportunity, and what makes him a special player?
Man, RJ, that's one of a kind right there, man. I think what stands out to me about RJ compared to other backs that I faced, his vision, man. Like, the way he could just see certain holes, like his cut and everything is just different. I've seen it on film. I'm like, man, there's not many running backs who could, make the cuts and shoot the gaps like RJ can, man. Like, his vision as a running back is one of a kind. So that's something I really, like about RJ, man. Him and I, we're really, good guys, good pals in the locker room, and he's a good guy for sure. I like RJ.
You talked about having a lot of young guys in your room. Quay Birdsong a strip sack during the scrimmage.
Oh, yeah.
What have you noticed from Quay and the other young guys?
Man, Quay has a lot of energy, man. He's a young hothead, man, but he has a lot of passion, and that's what I like about him. He's young, but he has the work ethic. He just wants to get better every single day, and he's very competitive. And you like to see that in a younger guy, because a lot of young guys will come out and be shy. They don't want to express themselves. Like, Quay never backed down from that, even from summer. He was always competitive. No matter how small he is, he's still got a lot to eat. But he's always been the type of guy, to really just never be let shy of himself. He always just, be himself every single day. And even through the young guys as well. Like, they're very young, but they're not afraid, go in there and throw their bodies in there, and attack the ball and hit somebody. So we don't have any guys in the room that are not afraid to hit. And that's the one thing as a senior what I like to see from a linebacker room.
Coach Roof has talked a lot about strain. How have you been pushed outside your comfort zone during this camp?
Man, honestly, man, for me, it was just really just making myself 1% better, because I could be that type of senior, be like, oh, I've been through this, let me just get through this fall camp. But it's just no, guys looking at me, I'm cheating my team, and not only cheating myself, but cheating my team. So it's just about just pushing myself to that next level every single time, and finding a different weakness about myself every single day. So as humans, we all have things. We're not perfect in anything. We always can take a stride to get better at everything we do, no matter what it is. And so I try to figure out ways to, hit in my mind, I'm tired, but nah, I got to think of my chip on my shoulder that Malzahnn talks about every single day in the team meeting, how do I attack that every single day? Who am I doing it for more than myself, So that's really something about me, just emphasizing on my why even more, so.
seen you work alongside Andrew Harris a good deal during practices. What do you like about his game, and where's he made the biggest improvements from spring ball till now?
Man, for me, it's just what I see about him is understanding the playbook. For him, he's really take a stride upon that, and really just like understanding the techniques that Roof wants. And he's been the type of guy that's just been attacking it all summer and just been taking that next step. That's what I like to see about Andrew. Still has a lot to prove on. He's a younger guy, but he's heading in the right direction for sure.
Speaking on improvements, what's something you're looking to improve on, especially this week and in the weeks leading up to game one for yourself?
Man, me, I'm a very critical guy myself, so I don't want to give you a huge list, but I'll just give, the basics. Me, just, footwork and hands. That's something for me. Roof emphasized on the whole linebacker room, improving our footwork and our hands, so that's really been the main thing for me. I've been trying to improve on, 1% each better every single day, so, yeah.
All right.
Appreciate you guys, man.
How y'all doing?
This is your second year here, after starting last season. Can you just kind of talk about how this offensive line is coming together, 2 weeks into camp?
Yeah, I feel like our O-line as a whole, we are starting to come together really nice. We have a lot of guys who can play a lot of different positions, and that just comes with a lot of versatility. And it just goes to show that Coach Hand is out there pushing us every day just to strain and continue to learn. And it's just really nice to see us gelling together at the time that we are.
Amari, I know Gus talked about this on that scrimmage. You guys were down a couple of guys. What's that mean to have the depth that you guys have now, that you can have some other guys step up maybe and be able to take some snaps?
Yeah, and I think that was a really big thing last year, was just having a lot of guys who could step up when we needed them to. So I think that really comes to show that our O-line is a team that's really smart and that we have a lot of guys that play a lot of different positions and perform at a high level. So that's something that's really nice to see coming out of our group.
Obviously, it's very important on the offensive line to be able to trust the guy next to you. You got to spend the past year with Adrian. What's your guys' bond, and what makes you trust him?
Adrian's a guy who I've spent a lot of time with. He's someone who I hang out with a lot outside of here, and he's a guy who's played a lot of football. He's seen a lot of things, so he's someone who I can depend on to do the right thing. He's going to help me when I need him to, and he's just someone who pushes me to work better every day.
What do you like about what you've seen from Caden so far during camp?
Caden Kittler. He's someone who's really smart. He comes to work every single day. He gets the offense going, and he really pushes us to be better every day.
We've seen Marcellus play some center. We've seen Brooks play both guard spots. Who else is kind of shining in terms of the cross-training and versatility role, being able to play multiple spots you mentioned earlier?
Marcellus and Jabari, they've really stepped up and been able to show that they can play a lot of different positions. And I feel like everyone as a whole is ready to play a position if they're asked to do it. So I think that really goes back to our training and Coach Ham making sure that we know each position in and out.
Jesiah just talked about the intensity of this fall camp. How has the intensity been for you compared to a couple of the other fall camps you've been a part of?
This fall camp's definitely been we've been straining a lot. It's been really hot outside, and we've been going out there flying around and just pushing each other each and every day. So it's just been good to see each other going out there and straining and pushing each other and just being able to create that bond as a team that we need.
After going through a couple scrimmages, kind of what's your perspective of this offense, and what do you think you guys will be able to do this year?
I think we have an offense who has a lot of explosive players, and we have a lot of players a lot of guys on the perimeter who can do a lot with the ball when they get it to them. And I feel like as an O-line, we have really gelled together, and we're able to go out there and protect those guys and move guys off the ball. And we have a quarterback who can spread the ball around, and he is someone who's played a lot of football, and we all trust him to do what he needs to do.
You guys get the opportunity to use those tablets during the scrimmage the other day. How does that benefit you guys as offensive linemen to be able to maybe see immediately kind of what's going on there, what the defense is coming at you?
It's something that's really nice to have on the sideline just because you're able to get immediate feedback right then and there. So just having those tablets on the sideline, I feel like it's a real game changer, and just being able to use those to their maximum potential is something that can help us down the line.
Obviously, as a tackle, you get to go against the defensive ends a lot in practice. What have you noticed from them this year?
I feel like we have a lot of crafty D linemen. I've been going against Malachi and Najalik, and those guys have been pushing me each and every day. So it's been good to get that competition every day and just make each other better.
What more does this line need to do as it gets ready for the start of the season?
I think we just need to continue to strain and just continue to depend on each other so that we can just continue to grow as an O-line.
Who's maybe been a standout player this camp? Has anyone kind of caught your eye, maybe a newcomer or a young guy?
I wouldn't say one person in particular. I say the whole team as a whole has been coming to work every day, and it's just been really good to see us going out and pushing each other each and every day to be better.
What's something that the offensive line, or in your opinion, the offensive line needs to improve on these next couple weeks leading up to game one?
Just continue to depend on each other and just continue to strain and work our craft each and every day and just take coaching and just continue to get better.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
How y'all doing? Good.
Sheldon, I know you're one of the new guys this camp, but you're an experienced football player. So how's this transition been, just kind of moving up a spot, I guess, from FCS to FBS?
Man, it's the same kind of thing for me in my mind, in my mental process. You know, grind. Every day, hard work, stack days, get better, push my teammates, you know, same kind of grind for me.
What's the thing that stood out to you about being here at UCF, what this practice has been like for you, previous practices you've been through?
Yeah, practice here are really tough. You know, we're grinding out here in camp, man. Like I said, stacking days. Competition is a great thing. So it forces you to play at a higher level. And so, like, I love that. Every day coming here and just working, competing at the highest level.
You're kind of a vet guy, so you can see more of the field, know what everyone's going. Who's someone that stood out to you this fall camp?
On the defensive side of the ball, a few guys, especially in the DB room, BJ Adams and then Mac McWilliams. Yeah, man, those dudes been playing really well, and their expertise and how they've been playing, how they carry themselves in the field, like playing with other vet guys and other guys in the room, they're playing really well too, especially in the safety room. We've been playing really well as far as the secondary, and so like that kind of camaraderie right there has definitely helped us blend and play better.
What did the defense accomplish during this past scrimmage?
We've been playing with the edge. We're trying to establish our identity right now. Coach Malzahn talks about it in the meeting almost every day, about our toughness and how we want to establish ourselves and how we're making habits. We're creating habits for the whole season, as we are right now, every day when we step in there, fall camp. And so we know that with our mentalities, and so we're making sure we're attacking everything the way we want to. We believe that we have a championship team, and we're going to attack that goal.
How is your role in this scheme different or similar to what you did at East Tennessee State?
Yes, sir. A different kind of defensive scheme. Not too different. I'm playing safety, so you know coverages. You can't do too many things too different. So of course I had to adjust to what they want here at with the scheme and how we're doing things, and I love it. And I love how we're doing it. Coach Ruth doing a great job. Coach Addy coaching us up in the defensive room. Coach Reed too, making sure like guys like me who are coming in from a different scheme are blending well and understanding what we're doing.
I remember during media day you mentioned that you thought football IQ was one of your strongest attributes. So in the time that you've been here, what's been the biggest learning curve of the handful of months?
I've had a lot of learning moments and a lot of learning coming from me, specifically. And I know mistakes happen in football, you know, but it's all about what you're going to do after that. If you're going to let that define you, or if you're going to learn from it and move forward. And so I move forward with my mistakes, and I make sure it doesn't happen again. And that mindset alone will help our team and help me personally.
How has the competition been amongst all of the DBs the last couple of weeks?
Oh man, it's been great. Defensive room, we got some dogs in there right now, man. And that's just great for everybody. You know, we're pushing each other. You can't come in and slack because somebody might take your position. That right there alone is going to force you to up your level of competition and up your mindset as a DB.
Who are some of the offensive players that are helping get you better the most by giving you competition?
There's been a lot of dudes I've won a lot head on with that's helped me, and I've had to learn from my mistakes. Not necessarily one person I would say that's necessarily pushing me a whole bunch. I feel like as a team we're pushing each other. So like I think that's what we're doing really well right now.
You guys got the opportunity to use tablets in the scrimmage the other day. How does that benefit you in the secondary to be able to see a play maybe right away rather than have to wait to maybe down the road?
Yes, sir. Seeing that play right away, getting that corrected so you can go back on the field, because the offenses like to come back to plays that have maybe they see something with offensive coordinator. They're in the booth, they're watching the play. So now we have the advantage as far as they see that, we see it as well. And so we're going to get on top of it before they can, you know, kind of X's and O's a little bit quicker.
Sheldon, how excited are you about this opportunity you have this season? You have new school, new level, and you get to play a Big 12 schedule. Season will be here before you know it. You're almost toward the tail end of camp. But just how excited are you for this opportunity in front of you?
Man, that's a great question, man. The people who know me know how excited I am. I love football with all that's in me. It's been like that since I've been a little kid. My dad's been coaching at Loganville High School. He coached at Loganville High School for about 14, 15 years. Man, those guys that were there, kind of I watched a lot growing up. And so, like, I just grew up loving football, loving the people around me. And so, like, this opportunity right here, God doesn't make any mistakes. I feel like I'm here for a reason, and I'm going to take the most of it and make the most of opportunities.
When we see you play, what are we going to see?
You're going to see a ball player. You're going to see somebody that go out there and attack and make a physical play on the ball. You're going to see a playmaker as well, somebody who can help and help our team in a great way. You know what I'm saying? Playmakers at a safe position change the game sometimes, and I want to be a game-changing player. You know, last year at ETSU, I had a good year. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to build on that and have a good year here as well in the same fashion.
Obviously, school's back next week. I know I see your fraternity colors on the wrist. What have you done to really ingrain yourself in being in Orlando now?
Being in Orlando, man, it's a great city. Like what they talk about, like kind of like a hidden gem. I know people say that around, man. It's a great city. There's a lot of stuff here, and football here, it's just gonna be so big this year. And the bounce outs, I can't wait to play.
What have you seen out of a guy like Chasen Johnson, especially going in the spring into the fall camp? What have you seen out of a guy like him?
Dude's been balling. To come out there and with a mentality to attack and get better at things that be taken from the meeting room and show it on practice. You know, coaches talk about that. If you can take it from the meeting room and show it on a practice field, that's one dude that's been taking it from the meeting room and been learning and taking that stuff in and showing on the practice field for sure.
Yeah, in addition to safety, how much are you being utilized on special teams in the return game?
Yes, sir. I play. I'm playing special teams right now. I haven't necessarily been as far as a returner, but I'm a contributor in special teams.
The coverage return units.
The coverage return units, yeah, I'm out there. I'm trying to help the team in any way I can, man. You know, we're trying to build something here special, and any way I can contribute to that, I'm all for it.
And what's been the biggest emphasis for the special teams units, considering the struggles that last year's unit? I know you weren't a part of it, but the struggles they had in that position.
Yeah, we're just trying to get better. I know the coaches have talked about last year improvement, you know what I'm saying, and we're going to improve and be better. You know, the best players, they say it's some of the best players play on special teams, and so, like, I take that as an opportunity. I see everything as an opportunity. That's an opportunity for me to get on the field and help our team win.
Been through a lot of these camps at UCF. Just how is this one different, going into your last one?
Yeah, this year's been a grind. I feel like it's really the toughest fall camp I've been through. We've been grinding out there each and every day and just trying to get better than we were last year. So.
RJ, how do you feel that this camp has gone for you? Do you feel like you're at where you want to be right now, or do you feel there's more areas that you can improve on in the next couple of weeks?
Camp's been going great for me. You know, they've been haven't really been getting hit. You know, they hold me back during the scrimmages and stuff, but I feel like it's always something to improve on. You know, I try to stay on top of my conditioning, ball security, of course, and just trying to get the other running backs, trying to help them with the plays and formations, trying to get them lined up, and just trying to get them going.
Speaking of the other running backs, you're the leader of the room. What have you noticed from that group?
Yeah, we have a great group. Like I always say, when I come out the game, there shouldn't be no drop off from anybody. Penny, he's been working hard. He's still adjusting to everything, the weather and all the plays and formations. And then Miles, he's a dog. He's special. He's a special player, and everybody knows what Johnny can do. And Cam Ingram, he's been having a great fall camp, and who else? Stacey Gage, he's been having a great fall camp as well. And Preston and Tyler, they've been doing their thing as well.
What do you like most about Penny's game?
Penny, he's a downfield back. He's running. He's gonna run you over straight up, and he's powerful, and he comes to work every day. He has a great mindset, great mentality, and he's only gonna make me better.
I know it's a big component of your offense. What does the Wildcat formation look like with not only with you there, but the number of additions you made in the backfield?
Yeah, I feel like any back that we put back there at Wildcat, we can get the job done, and I feel like it's gonna be unstoppable this year. We our O-line, they getting right, and the running backs we just installed it a couple days ago, so we getting adjusted to it, but it's gonna be unstoppable this year.
A lot of the guys spoke about the intensity of this fall camp. Where have you felt the intensity has been in this camp compared to the last couple of years?
It's a lot more energy out there from the coaches and from the players. I get hats out to the defense. They've been
showing up every single day. They making the offense better. I love their intensity. They're gonna be way better than last year. And you know, offense, we gotta step up to the plate. We gotta get better. And yeah.
You talked about how they're keeping you away from unnecessary contact. How ready are you for August 29th, where you get to just run through people?
Yeah, I'm ready. You know, I wish I could go out there during scrimmage days and go out there and compete with my teammates, but I understand everything. And yeah, once the 29th comes, I'm ready to go, ready to get out there and start doing my thing.
RJ, people know they saw you rush for 1,400 yards last year. What can fans expect to see from you this year with the way you've been preparing and everything?
Just a more veteran guy. You know, last year, that was year 2. I could say year 2 of playing running back, and now this is year 3 for me, if you don't count the 2020 year. But yeah, just more veteran, more of a leader, being more vocal, and just knowing what to do, knowing what to expect from defenses, and yeah, just a leader out there on the field.
This running back room is arguably one of the deepest in the country. UCF brought in multiple transfers to kind of bolster other spots offensively. What is this offense capable of, and what are your expectations?
Yeah, I feel like the sky's the limit for us. We got talent all around. We just gotta make sure we execute each and every play to the best of our ability. You know, turnovers killed us last year. We gotta limit the turnovers and the self-inflicted wounds, the penalties, and all that. Clean all those things up, and I feel like our offense is unstoppable.
Describe this team at this point in camp. A work in progress, but what are you most surprised by?
Just everybody. I say everybody has a great mindset. They come in each and every day wanting to work, and there's never anybody who's trying to bring the team down. No, never anybody with a bad attitude, and that's what I love about this group of guys that we have. Everybody wants to get better and make each other better. And like I said, the defense they stepped up. The offense got to come. Like today, I said it wasn't to the standard, the offense. So defense they had a great day today, and yeah, we got to have a better day tomorrow as offense.
You mentioned in the past about training your body to get ready for whether it's the full game, the full season, or eventually down the road to pros. How have you changed your habits and in terms of trying to stay fresh over the course of the entire season?
Yeah, I'm in the treatment room after practice. I'm always in there after meetings. I'm always in there. You know, I got to keep my body healthy. It's a grind this fall camp, and hopefully we go all the way to January, and I guess February. Now I don't know how the schedule works, but yeah, it's a grind. Next year I want to go to the NFL. I know it's a grind there, so it's a big deal to keep your body healthy. And if you want to stay in the NFL for a long time, then it's a must that you keep your body healthy. So.
Has there been any guys on defense? I know obviously as an offensive player, but has there been any guys on defense that really caught your eye? And
yeah, it's plenty of guys. DP, Deshaun Pace, he's crazy good. Ethan Barr, the whole D line, they've been very active. All the DBs, we got crazy talent at the DB's position, safeties and corners. So yeah, they bring it every day, and they make the offense, they make the receivers, the tight ends, they make the running backs better. So I'm extremely excited about our defense.